Welcome to Stopped for a While. You found the end of the road at the Peaceful Place, a quiet little hideaway on the Queensland coast where the yarns are long and the truth takes a well-earned holiday. Picture yourself arriving at the Peaceful Place at the very end of a long day's drive where you can finally relax. Let's settle in together and share some stories with you. If you've ever hit the road with your home trailing behind you, everything packed onto the roof or into your boot, you'll know the kinds of unique, quirky characters you'll meet along the way. Those characters are what inspire the stories that we tell here on Stopped for a While. We share the tales of the wanderers drifting through. These are their stories, the stories reserved for that magic hour when the tent is up, the caravan is finally level, and the drinks are icy cold. We chat about what happened on the journey, regardless of whether it actually did.
I think there's so many things to take note of. One in particular is closing the bag properly on the roof of the car.
Stories from the road. When the southern states start to cool down, you'll see travellers of every age heading north, chasing the gentle warmth of Queensland. On their way, they stop, swap stories over a cuppa, a meal or a cold beer, and then hit the road once again, each with a new tale to tell. A lot of folks find themselves at a spot we call the Peaceful Place, right here. They may stay a night, or maybe two, just long enough to feel ready for the real holiday to begin. Of course, when spring rolls around again, the heat turns back on, they pack up and head back the way they came, with stories to tell and new friends they've made on the way. Let's talk about what happens when a place gets a new owner. You move from the old guard to the new crew, and well, there's always a few bumps in the road. When a park swaps hands and the new folks want to do things their way, you know there might just be a few hiccups before everyone settles into their new life. Take the site numbers, for instance. The old bookings didn't quite match up with the new setup. So if you'd asked for Site 4 and you got Site 4, it wasn't the Site 4 that you'd remembered. But the good news, the Peaceful Place isn't exactly a sprawling van site. So your site is probably just a stone's throw away, or maybe even closer with your mates. Then there was the arborist. Now, there's a word I like using a lot. It makes me sound a bit fancy, doesn't it? He came in, took a few big trees out, gave us some extra space. Sure, it scrambled up the site numbers again, but I've got a few stories about the tree fellas. Well, there were actually 4 of them. And there's a story for another time. Let's be honest. Some travellers, myself included, aren't exactly pros at backing up the van. So we ask for one of those sites that's drive-through. You know, the ones where you just roll in and roll out, no reversing needed. But even then, it can get a little bit, well, messy. I watched one traveller try to get into the best site at the Peaceful Place. 8 tries, and he's still not straight. If he'd gone the walk through first, he might have saved himself a little bit of trouble and grief from the better half. But plan B was to try another site. 10 more goes before he finally called it good enough. But the next traveller to go on that site a few days later rocks up, nails it in one go, and turns to me with a grin and said, "Did you get that on video? I don't think I'll ever pull that off again." Are these stories true in any way? Well, that's a secret for the Peaceful Place. There's a time when, even when your 20-year-old needs to learn to drive, a bargain has to be made. Let's say hello to Marie. In essence, how did you get here? Why are you here now?
Oh, the reason that I'm here now is that you had availability during this. I had never heard of this little gorgeous town before. And when my son and I drove in here, we were just really, really happy. Yeah. Really, really happy. And it is a space to just sit and be.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is a lovely place. And So let's go back to you. Who are you? You are
Marie.
And what's your job? What do you do for a living?
I run my own little business. I'm a consultant and I specialise working with traditional owner group, and I set up their reef projects.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Marine...
So I work as a marine biologist / educator, consultant. I'm currently working with the Irukandji people out of Cairns.
Oh, nice.
And I also work with the Gundoi people in Isfail.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's very interesting. And how did you get into that? I mean...
Well, I worked as a marine biologist for about 25 years on the reef. When I had my son, I didn't have access to the reef because of the long hours working out on the ocean at Cairns Regional Council, and I worked for Cairns Water setting up all of their education projects. And they encouraged me to do further studies in education. So I got a Master's of Education. And from there, my son was old enough, I went reef and started doing marine biology / education projects out of Cairns.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful place on the reef. And especially, I must admit, we haven't done out of Townsville across to the reef, to Green Island and to Fitzroy Island. Just beautiful places. Just walk 20 feet out into the water and there it is.
And there it is. It's absolutely stunning. It's been my life for about 30 years, working from basically the bottom out of Lady Elliot Island, worked on all the reefs. I've worked overseas, but the reef has always been my home. And now that I'm older, I'm in my 50s now, I knew that I had to diversify a little bit to not be out on the ocean every day because it is very hard work. I took my skills in education and marine biology and I work with traditional owner groups, and I've been doing that for about 15 years now.
And that entails how, with them looking after?
Well, what I do is set up their projects. So the traditional owners known as a TUMRA, a traditional use of marine resource agreement with the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority. And they have their certain section of sea country, and within that section of sea country I help them integrate, whether that be reef restoration projects, crown of thorn projects, or even coral biobanks. Yeah.
That's nice. And just helping them to look after their future.
Yeah, I don't help them to look after their future. I'm between the government policies and their policies, and I help them create programs that integrate more with the government policies.
Nice. And what brought you down to here?
Well, I have a 20-year-old son who really wasn't in getting a license, and he was not keen on driving.
I couldn't wait at 15.
I know. So I kind of bribed him with a little road trip from Mission Beach down to the Sunshine Coast. And I said, look, let's go on a road trip. We'll take the dog. Be a great opportunity for you to get driving experience, be on the road. And also we spend time together as a family.
Hang out with Mum.
Everyone thought I was crazy, but it's been working out pretty well. And his driving skills, I was a little nervous.
Nice, because there's lots of hours just in driving all the way down to the sunny coast before you start driving back.
Yeah. Well, no, we've been to the Sunshine Coast. We're on our way back now.
Yeah. And when do you plan to get back?
We plan to get back around about the 6th, 7th of January.
Nice.
Yeah.
You just drove by here and...
No, I booked before I left Mission Beach, and again, we stayed at Majimba on the Sunshine Coast, caught up with some friends there. Then we spent a little time in the hinterland, and then we came here.
And that's the point of this podcast, is to get people out of the bigger cities and see what you can see around here.
I know.
It's just a beautiful quiet.
It's very lovely. I think having that beautiful cafe restaurant down by the water, we went there for dinner last night, just stunning.
Just beautiful, isn't it? You're driving a Subaru Forester. Goes all right?
Oh, it's amazing.
Goes all right. And you've got the tent. Have you got the roof tent on that, or is it just a...
No, that's just to hold the swag and the chairs and the mattresses and...
Purely camping, this one.
Purely camping.
Purely camping. That's amazing.
Out of my comfort zone.
Not only with the camping, but also with your driving partner.
Yes. So it's good.
I've asked people before, ask you, when you've been camping, be it this trip or trips in the past or whatever, anything funny that's happened that you've gone, oh, really? Or you've done yourself and gone, oh, you idiot, shouldn't have done that.
I think there's so many things to take note of. One in particular is closing the bag properly on the roof of the car.
Oh, you didn't end up with a...
No, we didn't end up with things falling out, but it was flapping about a bit. So, yeah, I really have to be cautious.
Yes,
and there's lots of things to remember, but... Yeah, we're pretty got it down pat now. Yeah.
When you're packing up the van, it's doing a lap.
Yeah.
Windows down, aerial down, do this,
That's
do that.
right.
There's the list. And then I'll do it one more. Yeah.
That's right.
That's amazing. You've got a great story.
Thank you.
Thank you for being part of it.
Oh, thank you. This is a beautiful little place and I would recommend anyone to come here. Great facilities. We've got probably one of the best spots.
I think you have.
I think we have. And great people in the park.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Didn't realise you were working with the First Nations as well.
Yes.
And gentleman we not long ago spoke to, Clint down the front.
Okay.
He's part Aboriginal.
Okay.
From out at Roma. He was born and bred at Roma.
Yep.
Don't know about people until you talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The morning sees the tents packed, the hitches secured, and those staying a little longer at the peaceful place watch the dust settle, savouring the stories that have been left behind. But the quiet is only temporary, knowing the road always brings a new storyteller looking for a place to rest, and their stories will be shared when they choose to stop for a while. Stopped for a While is written and produced by Barry at Macmouth Media. Original music was written and performed by Ben Clayton, with special thanks to Rob Laffer, the man at Serenity Caravan Park. So let's sit back with a cool drink and wait for the next story. We'd love to hear from you too. Share your stories, your thoughts, or just drop us a line. You can become part of this community of storytellers. You can find us on our website, send us an email, or even check us out on Instagram. Share your experience with us. They might spark a new conversation and inspire new tales for everyone to enjoy.